Okay, guys, I'm currently in my restroom in my home, so don't mind the angle. Like I told y'all, sometimes I'm just guided to do weird things while delivering messages. So I'm just doing what I feel guided to do. All right. With that being said, let's get on with the channel that I received when I was out in the world. Um, First of all, I was out in the world today, and there was a portion of the time where I had headphones on, and there was a portion of the time when I did not have headphones on. So there's about 3 different things that I want to highlight that I received, and I just knew it was a download when I heard it or witnessed it or whatever. First thing, I'm gonna go in order. First thing, I was on my way somewhere and I saw this lady trying to get on a bus, and I was just getting on it to ride just a little bit down the street, but she was talking to me before getting on the bus about my shoes because she liked them, and I was telling her where I got them from and shit like that, and she was like telling me like, oh, I hope I can get onto the bus because she was riding on a tricycle. And it's interesting because when I was at a shop, like I was at a coffee shop, and the exact coffee shop I was at, she actually rolled past on the tricycle, like one of those really low riding ones, and she stopped right in front of the window where I was at having my matcha, and she was recording herself on it, and she kind of like stopped right there for a while, and she just sat there. And she was like in the middle of the sidewalk, and everybody was just like, she was kind of in everybody's way, but it really didn't matter because like it was the kind of situation where like it was such a big sidewalk, like people could go around her, but my thoughts were like definitely along the lines of like this lady all in the way, and you know she's pushing this tricycle, like she's riding this tricycle, but it looks like it's hard to like pedal it. So I was just thinking, this lady, she's not afraid to take up space. I love that for her. She's a little bit in the way on the walkway, and she was not giving a damn how long it took her to upload her video or look at it or whatever. And then, she continued on. Like I said, I just thought that was interesting that we both ended up in the same place. And this happens to me like quite often in life. I think it's so strange, but every time it happens, like it's always like the universe speaking to me, so I always pay attention. But anyways, y'all, she was like talking to me like, yeah, I hope they let me onto the bus with this bike or whatever. And you think they'll let me put it on the front of the bus because that's where they put bikes. And I was like, to be honest, like I don't know if it's gonna fit on there because this thing was a trike, so it was like 2 big wheels, and then in the back, and then the one in the front. But it was like low riding, and it was like made of like some hard steel metal. Like it looked really heavy. So I'm just thinking like, I wonder how this lady got all the way over here with this tricycle. And I don't know. It's like she didn't make any plans with this thing. So I don't know. It was getting hard to pedal. Okay, so like it was giving like baggage, it was giving like slow and heavy, and like basically when she asked the bus driver like, okay, since I can't put it on the front, can I just like wheel it onto the bus and like get it onto the bus? She really, was like confident. I was confident. I thought he was gonna let her on because I've seen homeless people get onto the bus like with so much shit, like so much stuff, and they used to let them on. I don't know if they still let them, but the driver was black, y'all, and the lady was black. And I stood there for a second because I was gonna like give her a hand or like see if he was gonna let her and like kind of vouch for her. But he was just so had his mind up. He was like made up. He was like, no. She just kept saying like, can I get on? Is there any way I can get on this bus? Like I'm trying to get home. It was dark, y'all. I felt so bad for her. I was just getting so angry. But he was just like, no, no, no. And every time she would try to suggest like another way, he was like, no, no. So I just feel like this energy of like a feminine just kind of living her life carefree, in a full energy, in a very youthful, spirited energy, just kind of enjoying life, not thinking about, how she's getting somewhere or, the destination or the journey, just kind of like just experiencing it though. And even though she was told no and couldn't get home, she was disappointed But she just kind of took that, and he slammed, like he closed the door so fast in her face when she was still trying to reason with him. And it was just like, y'all gonna take this however y'all gonna take this. So I don't want to like stress myself out trying to figure out what the message like is, but I feel like it'll make sense for someone, and it'll probably make sense for me later. So Holy Spirit, help me if you can guide my throat chakra to like know what you want to be said. So yeah, so anyways, I just feel like there's a force that's like coming fully up against her energy. Okay, so she had that energy that I described, and there was a other opposing force coming the opposite direction at her hard core. So she was just on her merry way, having a merry old time, and then she just got hit with just like delay, and it was cold and dark, and it was just a terrible situation, because I'm just thinking like, how is this lady gonna get home? Like, I don't know. Like, I was thinking if I was her, I would have just left that goddamn thing sitting right there and got my ass right on the bus. Me personally, because even though the tricycle is like cool, like I guess like it just didn't seem like something that somebody would just want to hold on to so bad. Like, it looked like it was genuinely hard to pedal this thing. So it was almost like she kept her weight. She kept the weight of her, that old form of transportation, when she could have hopped on the bus and got home quickly, safe, warm, you know, whatever. The bus was cold. That's beside the point. But she stood with her weight on the corner. And I'm saying weight because the bike literally looks so heavy, and even when she was pedaling, it just seemed so heavy. Anyways, moving on. And another little point is, this bus driver, it was like a group of white kids, and they were like, can we get freebie, meaning like, can we get a free ride? And he was just like, yeah, no hesitation. So he let the kids on, whatever. I mean, they're kids. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I just thought it was so messed up that he let this group of white kids get on the bus for free, and then told this lady flat out no with no remorse, and he didn't give a fuck how she was gonna get home. It was so crazy to me, but whatever. So that may matter. Like, these kids, they happen to have skateboards, so light in your hand, can easily carry it, easily travel, easily, hop on and off. They got a free ride. So it's like, if you're more light, you can move faster and you can move smoother. So anyways, next message. The next one was, so these next two are phone conversations that I overheard. I'm not an eavesdropper, but sometimes when some people are on the phone, like it be like they're saying the most craziest shit by me, and like I said, I always look at it as the universe speaking to me. So anyways, there was this gay couple, and this may matter, so I'm gonna be descriptive. It was two white men, and they were like freely just like PDA, like not kissing or anything, but they were holding each other on the train. And they were kind of just like riding the train like everybody else. And one of the guys was talking to his boyfriend. He was just like, yeah, I was just telling my dad how, he wasn't on the phone, but he was talking to his partner. And he was talking about a phone conversation. So he was telling him like, I just told my dad how every time I'm driving, I keep having instances where I'm almost about to hit an animal. Like, and this keeps happening. And then he called, and then the guy's telling his partner like, he happened to call me today, his dad, and he said his dad was telling him like he almost hit a fox. So almost hitting a fox. Foxes are very like cunning, they're sly, they're, trickster spirit kind of energy, very quick, very, like, to me, foxes give like King of Wands energy, but more like low-key in reverse. Not all the time, but like, I don't know, y'all, whatever. So anyways, that may be interesting, like that may make sense for somebody who's just like, picture a fox, you know what I'm saying? Fox symbolism, go look that up, whatever. So his dad said he almost hit a fox. And then his joke after that was like, these animals want to die, like they all want to die. And they both chuckled at that. And then my deep brain is over here thinking like, damn, are animals trying to run off into traffic? Goddamn, because when something's going wrong, like in the ecosystem or whatever, sometimes animals will self-delete for different reasons. So I don't know, but like from that I got like, this was like, to me, like a message for karmic energy or opposing energy. they're causing a lot of delays, and like they're getting through with it, especially for people who are carrying heavy weight and have things in their way. But they're also super reckless. Like they're risking their lives, they're risking their livelihoods. This shit is serious, guys. This is serious. There's people spreading lies and defamation and ruining people's reputations, or attempting to, trying to take things from them, whether it's non-physical or physical. And we got people stalking people virtually, spiritually, with other people, gang stalking. And I just thought that was interesting because I feel like these people are really risking their lives, to just like run across the street, or be seen, or try to throw somebody off of their path. It just gave me the energy of trying to throw somebody off of their path and not caring what it takes. Just very cold, very just like reckless, you know. And then the last part was, there was a girl actually on the phone, and we were both about to cross the street. So this is giving crossroads energy, right? And the girl was on the phone, and she said, so why did they send you to that jail or that prison or something like that? And that's all I heard. But it's like the universe literally spoke to me, was like, keep listening, because she's talking loud as shit, and we're doing that on purpose so you can hear what she's saying, because we're trying to give you a clue about something, I guess. And it's funny because right then the oppositional force in the universe geared up immediately, and that you know, Agent Smith, it was a loud engine revving soon as I tried to like hear the rest of what she was saying. And then she went the opposite direction, so I was just like, whatever, I don't care. Like, I think I get the message, right? And then I'm just like, she was basically like, the tone of the conversation was just like, damn, like, she was on the phone with somebody in prison, and she was saying like, why would they send you to that prison? So I'm getting the energy of like, people, these crashing out, they know what the consequences are, physical or spiritual jail. But I'm getting somebody going to physical jail, but they think that they're going to have this cushy situation. They're going to get out quickly. They're going to have people put money on their books. They're going to have all their people on their side. They're going to get out with street cred. They might be even threatened with like homelessness or something, and they're like, fuck it, I'll just go to prison, right? But they are not getting that. They're going to a whole nother place. They're not going to be amongst nobody they know. They're probably not going to have anybody calling them or putting money on them. Like, it's fucked. Like, they're delaying your shit. If somebody feels like they're getting a lot of like delays or whatever, like, there's a lot of factors. There's the super moon, and all the people doing magic during that shit, and just any energy manipulation. And there's Mercury retrograde, and there's other planets in retrograde. But I'm really getting that it's none of that. Like, the retrograde energy is going to delay things, but never to a certain extent. Okay, to where it's just like dead stopping shit. A lot of, like, I don't know, it's different for everyone. But this gave straight up, like, this is opposition. I'm a firm believer in the wheel of Dharma, the wheel of life, like constantly turning. And you know, the side of good is sometimes on the top, and the side of bad is sometimes on the top. And either way, that wheel is going to turn, and everyone's going to have their turn to make their movements. And I'm just happy to feel like opposition happens to be on top right now, but once that switches and moves, it's gonna, like, everything's just gonna start falling together like really quickly, I think. And this is not something I'm trying to will to happen, because to be real, I'm super like just surrendering to all this shit. Like, I really don't feel like desiring or wanting for anything. I'm just surrendering in a state of surrender, and that's been working for me quite a lot. I've been having to be like extremely unnervingly patient, which is fine, whatever, totally fine with me. But yeah, y'all, these people are gonna get their shit. So just think, oh, these people are getting their way, and oh, I hate that they feel like they keep winning, they keep getting their way. Child, when them tables turn, baby, come back on this post and let me know what tea y'all have heard, what y'all have gathered from y'all's situations. Because for me personally, I mean, I don't know what's going on with any of my opposition. To be real, I don't even care at this point, because I'm so focused on my own life and my own shit. But like, God got a way of always like giving me a front row seat to people's shit, and I just be like, okay, God, I'll watch it. And it do be gratifying sometimes, but then again, it's like, I really don't care, you know. But y'all, that is the download. Like, this shit is low-key crazy. So that's all, you guys. I know this message helped you, so helped who it's meant to help. So if it did, go ahead and drop that like and that comment and do all the things, and I'm so grateful for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next